Imagine two businesses. One is obsessed with making money, the other with making a difference. Which one do you think inspires loyalty, attracts top talent, and weathers storms better? Or picture two people. One chases success for the sake of status, the other pursues something bigger than themselves. Who do you think finds deeper fulfillment? We often focus on strategy, execution, and results, but the real question isn't how do we succeed? The real question is why do we do what we do? Because when we start with why, everything else falls into place. Too often, when people set out to achieve something, whether it's building a business, growing a career, or even making personal decisions, they begin by asking, what should I do? Or what do I need to succeed? Businesses focus on what products to create, what services to offer, and what strategies to implement. Individuals focus on what job to take, what skills to learn, or what actions will bring success. It seems like the logical way to approach progress. Identify what needs to be done, and then get to work. But here's the problem. When we start with what, we lack direction, motivation, and a deeper sense of purpose. Consider two companies launching a new product. One company asks, what features should we include? What price point will be competitive? What will drive sales? The other company starts with a different question. Why are we making this? Why does this matter to people? Why should they care? The first company will make decisions based on market data and trends. They will tweak and adjust based on what they think will generate the most immediate returns. But the second company, the one that starts with why, will build something fundamentally different. Something that doesn't just attract buyers, but inspires loyalty. Starting with why gives people a reason to believe in what you do. It gives your employees a sense of purpose beyond their daily tasks. It creates an emotional connection with customers, making them feel like they are part of something bigger than just another transaction. It turns a business from a place that sells things into a brand that stands for something. This isn't just about business. It applies to personal success as well. Take two people entering the same industry. One focuses on what they need to do, get a degree, build a resume, apply for jobs. The other starts with why. Why do they want to be in this field? Why is this work meaningful to them? The person who starts with why won't just look for a job, they'll look for a mission. They won't just follow the safest path, they'll seek out opportunities that align with their deeper purpose. And that's what separates the truly successful from the merely functional. The world is full of people who know what they do. A much smaller number know how to do it exceptionally well. But the rarest and most inspiring individuals and organizations are the ones who start with why, because they don't just achieve success, they inspire it. It's easy to assume that success, whether in business, leadership, or personal influence, comes from offering the best product, the most competitive service, or the most efficient solution. After all, that's what businesses spend millions of dollars trying to perfect. A better phone, a faster car, a more convenient app. But time and time again, we see that having the best product alone isn't enough. The most innovative ideas don't always win. The most feature-packed technology doesn't always dominate the market. The most skilled professionals don't always become the most influential leaders. Why? Because people don't just buy products, they buy beliefs. They don't just invest in what a company makes, they invest in why it exists. They don't follow individuals because of what they do, they follow them because of what they stand for. Think about the most iconic brands in the world. There are countless companies that sell computers, but why is there one that people camp outside stores for? There are dozens of athletic apparel brands, yet there's one that has built a global movement around its slogan. There are thousands of car manufacturers, but only a handful have customers who feel like they are part of a mission, not just a transaction. The difference? These brands don't just sell a product, they sell a purpose. They give people something to believe in, something to identify with, something that resonates with their own values and aspirations. Customers don't stay loyal because of specs, features, or technical superiority alone. They stay because of the emotional connection they have with the brand's mission. They feel like they are part of a story bigger than themselves. When a brand stands for something, whether it's innovation, empowerment, sustainability, or pushing human potential, it attracts not just buyers, but believers. This doesn't just apply to business. Look at leadership. A boss who only focuses on results, performance, and quarterly goals may have a productive team, but they won't have a loyal one. On the other hand, a leader who inspires people with a clear purpose, who communicates a vision that employees can connect with, builds a team that isn't just working for a paycheck, but for a shared mission. When people believe in the why, they give more of themselves. They are willing to go the extra mile, to overcome obstacles, to stand by an organization even when things get tough. Purpose creates loyalty in ways that products, salaries, and perks never can. This is why some companies have customers who stick with them for decades, even when competitors offer cheaper alternatives. It's why some leaders have people who will follow them from company to company. It's why movements are built, not by those who simply offer something to the world, but by those who stand for something meaningful. There will always be obstacles. There will always be setbacks. There will always be moments of doubt, frustration, and failure. The question isn't if challenges will come, but how we will respond when they do. Some people push through difficulties, while others give up. Some companies survive crises, while others collapse. Some leaders emerge stronger after adversity, while others fade into irrelevance. What makes the difference? It's not just intelligence, resources, or strategy, though those things help. The real difference is purpose. When individuals or organizations have a clear and deeply held why, they don't just endure hardship, they grow through it. They see challenges as part of the journey, not as roadblocks. They find the strength to keep going, not because it's easy, but because they are driven by something bigger than themselves. Think about history's greatest innovators, leaders, and visionaries. The ones who changed industries, redefined possibilities, and left lasting legacies. None of them had an easy path. Every one of them faced resistance, criticism, and failure. But they didn't quit. They didn't walk away when things got tough. And it wasn't just stubbornness, it was conviction. Purpose fuels resilience because it shifts the focus from short-term struggles to long-term impact. When people are only motivated by external rewards, money, recognition, status, the moment things get difficult, doubt creeps in. Is this even worth it? Maybe I should quit. What if I fail? But when someone is driven by a deeper purpose, those thoughts don't take over. Instead, the mindset shifts to, this is hard, but it matters. I will find a way. I can't stop now. Businesses that survive economic downturns, industries that evolve through disruption, and leaders who stand firm through crises all have one thing in common. They are anchored in a purpose that doesn't change, even when circumstances do. A startup without a strong why will crumble under pressure the moment funding dries up or competition gets fierce. But a startup with a clear purpose will pivot, adapt, and push forward. An entrepreneur who is only chasing profits may give up when success doesn't come fast enough, but an entrepreneur with a mission will find ways to keep going, even when the odds are stacked against them. This applies to personal resilience too. People who lack a sense of purpose often struggle when faced with setbacks. Failure feels like a personal attack. Rejection feels like proof they're not good enough. But those who have a strong why see failure as part of the learning process. They understand that setbacks are temporary, but purpose is permanent. Purpose creates an internal fire that doesn't burn out when things get tough. It fuels perseverance, creativity, and grit. It turns obstacles into stepping stones. It makes the difference between those who survive and those who thrive. Trust is not built through transactions. Loyalty is not created by convenience. Think about the people in your life whom you trust the most. The ones you would follow without hesitation, the ones you rely on, the ones whose word carries weight. It's not because they've always made the right decisions. It's not because they have the most impressive credentials or the most resources. It's because you believe in them, You trust their intentions. You trust their values. You trust their why. Now think about the brands and businesses that inspire the most loyalty, the ones people defend passionately, even when cheaper alternatives exist, the ones customers line up for, even when there are plenty of other choices, the ones employees stay with, even when they could be making more money elsewhere. It's not just about the product or the paycheck, it's about what the company stands for. Because trust and loyalty are not built on what you sell, they are built on why you exist. When a company is clear about its purpose, when it communicates a strong and genuine why, people don't just see it as another option, they see it as something worth believing in. And belief creates loyalty in a way that discounts, promotions, and marketing campaigns never can. Take two businesses in the same industry. One is focused purely on profit, analyzing trends and customer data to squeeze out every possible dollar. The other is driven by a purpose, a mission that goes beyond the bottom line. The first company may attract customers, but only as long as they have the best price, the most convenience, or the latest trend. The moment a better offer appears elsewhere, those customers leave. But the second company, it builds relationships, not just sales. Its customers don't just buy from it, they believe in it. The same is true for leadership. A manager who is only concerned with performance metrics and efficiency will get compliance, but not commitment. Their team may work hard, but only because they have to, not because they want to. The moment a better opportunity arises, people will leave. But a leader who operates from a strong sense of purpose, who makes it clear that their work is about more than just hitting targets, that leader earns trust and loyalty. Their team will follow them, not because they have to, but because they believe in what they stand for. This is why purpose-driven organizations have the most engaged employees. People don't want to just collect a paycheck, they want to belong. They want to feel like their work matters. They want to be part of something bigger than themselves. When a company provides that, it doesn't just have employees, it has advocates. The same principle applies to customers. People don't just want to buy products, they want to support brands that reflect their values. They want to feel good about where they spend their money. They want to feel connected to a mission. That's why companies that lead with purpose have customers who stick with them for decades, through ups and downs, through product changes and market shifts. Because when people believe in a brand's why, they don't just buy from it, they stand by it. Most people approach success as if it's a finish line to be crossed, a goal to be achieved, a destination to be reached. Businesses chase quarterly profits, market dominance, and short-term growth. Individuals focus on promotions, accolades, and the next big milestone. Leaders measure their impact based on immediate results, competitive advantages, and how they stack up against others. But here's the problem. What happens when you reach the goal? What happens when you hit the target, win the contract, or outperform the competition? If success is treated as a final destination, then reaching it often leads to stagnation, complacency, or even decline. This is why companies that once led their industries struggle to stay relevant. It's why individuals who reach the pinnacle of their careers sometimes feel lost, unfulfilled, or uncertain about what comes next. Sustainable success, the kind that lasts beyond a single achievement, beyond a single generation, requires a different mindset. It requires an infinite mindset. An infinite mindset is the belief that success is not about winning a finite game, but about staying in the game for as long as possible. It's about building something enduring, something that outlives individual milestones, outlasts market trends, and continues to grow even when leadership, strategy, and circumstances change. Companies that operate with an infinite mindset don't just focus on this quarter's profits. They focus on decades of impact. They don't just try to beat competitors. They try to elevate the entire industry. They don't just chase short-term wins. They invest in long-term relationships with employees, with customers, and with the communities they serve. Take two businesses in the same industry. One is obsessed with winning the next market battle, outpricing competitors, cutting costs, maximizing immediate returns. The other is focused on building something that will stand the test of time, creating a culture of trust, innovating with purpose, reinvesting in its people. The first company may see quick success, but it's fragile. If market conditions change, if a new competitor arises, if consumer behavior shifts, it struggles. But the second company, it thrives beyond the current conditions because it wasn't playing for today's scoreboard, it was playing for something bigger. This applies to individuals too. Someone with a finite mindset treats their career like a race. They push hard to get promotions, to build wealth, to gain recognition, but what happens when they get there? Without a greater purpose, without a long-term vision, they plateau. They might even burn out. Someone with an infinite mindset, on the other hand, sees their career as an evolving journey. They aren't just chasing the next title, they're focused on constant learning, on impact, on leaving a lasting legacy. They don't compare themselves to others, they compare themselves to their own potential. Great leaders, great businesses, great movements, they don't chase short-term victories. They understand that true success isn't about reaching the top, it's about building something that continues to grow, evolve, and inspire long after they're gone. Purpose is the foundation of lasting success. It is what separates those who merely achieve from those who inspire. It is what drives individuals to push through challenges, what builds companies that stand the test of time, and what creates movements that outlive their founders. When we start with why, we create businesses that attract loyalty, leaders who inspire trust, and individuals who find fulfillment beyond just accomplishments. Purpose fuels resilience, giving us the strength to endure setbacks and push forward when the odds are against us. It builds trust and loyalty, forging connections that last far beyond a single transaction or job title, and it fosters an infinite mindset, ensuring that success is not just something we reach, but something that continues to grow, evolve, and expand. In a world that often prioritizes quick wins and immediate results, those who lead with purpose, those who understand that success is not about reaching a finish line, but about playing the game for as long as possible, will always stand apart. Because when we focus on why first, how second, and what last, we don't just build companies, careers, or movements, we build legacies.